For billions of years, Earth was a lifeless world. There were no forests, no animals, and no oceans filled with fish. No birds flying across the sky, and no plants growing across the land. Only rock, water, and a restless planet still cooling from its violent birth. The surface of Earth was dominated by vast oceans, while volcanoes constantly erupted across the young planet. Lightning storms flashed across dark skies filled with thick clouds of gas. Yet somewhere in those ancient oceans, something extraordinary happened. From simple chemistry, the first spark of life appeared, and that moment would change the destiny of our planet forever. Today, every living thing on Earth traces its origins back to that single beginning. But how did life actually start? This question has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and explorers for centuries. Even today, the origin of life remains one of the greatest mysteries in science. However, modern research has uncovered many clues that help us understand how life may have begun. To begin this story, we must travel back more than 4 billion years. At that time, Earth looked very different from the world we know today. The continents had not yet formed as we recognize them. Instead, much of the planet was covered by vast, deep oceans that stretched across the surface. Above these oceans hung a thick and hostile atmosphere. There was almost no oxygen in the air. Instead, the sky was filled with volcanic gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and water vapor. These gases were constantly released by the planet's intense volcanic activity. The young Earth was also bombarded by occasional meteorites left over from the formation of the solar system. To us, this environment might seem far too dangerous for life. But these extreme conditions may have been exactly what early chemistry needed. Inside the ancient oceans, molecules were constantly colliding and reacting with one another. Energy from lightning storms, heat from underwater volcanoes, and radiation from the young sun fueled countless chemical reactions. Over time, simple molecules began combining into more complex structures. Scientists believe this gradual process produced some of the essential building blocks of life. Among these were amino acids, the molecules that form proteins inside living cells. In the 1950s, a groundbreaking experiment helped demonstrate how this might happen. Scientists Stanley Miller and Miller-Urey attempted to recreate the conditions of early Earth inside a laboratory. They filled a sealed glass chamber with gases believed to exist in Earth's ancient atmosphere. Then they passed electrical sparks through the mixture to simulate lightning. Within just a few days, the experiment produced amino acids. The basic ingredients of life had formed naturally from simple chemistry. This discovery suggested something remarkable. Under the right conditions, the building blocks of life may form naturally across the universe. But forming molecules is only the beginning. Life requires something far more complex. It requires systems that can store information, reproduce themselves, and evolve over time. One theory suggests this may have happened near deep-sea hydrothermal vents. These vents are cracks in the ocean floor where superheated water rich in minerals rises from deep within the Earth's crust. Even today, hydrothermal vents support unusual ecosystems filled with strange organisms that thrive without sunlight. Billions of years ago, these environments may have acted as natural chemical laboratories. Minerals inside the vent structures may have helped concentrate molecules and trigger chemical reactions. Within tiny pockets inside these rocks, complex molecules could have assembled into self-replicating systems. Once molecules gained the ability to copy themselves, natural selection could begin. This was the first step toward life. The earliest living organisms were extremely simple. They were tiny, single-celled microbes, invisible to the naked eye, yet incredibly important. These microscopic organisms lived in the oceans and slowly spread across the planet. For hundreds of millions of years, life on Earth remained simple and microscopic. But these early microbes were quietly transforming the planet. Some of them developed the ability to capture energy from sunlight. This process is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis allowed these organisms to convert sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into energy. And as a byproduct, they released oxygen into the environment. At first, oxygen was extremely rare in Earth's atmosphere. But over millions of years, these tiny organisms produced more and more of it. Eventually, oxygen began accumulating in the oceans and the air. This transformation is known as the Great Oxygenation Event. It permanently changed the chemistry of Earth's atmosphere. Many early organisms could not survive the presence of oxygen and went extinct. But other life forms adapted and evolved, and oxygen made something new possible. It allowed organisms to produce far more energy inside their cells. This extra energy eventually allowed life to become more complex. Over time, single-celled organisms evolved into multicellular life forms. Billions of years after the first microbes appeared, plants, animals, and eventually humans would emerge. All of this began with the fragile origin of life in Earth's ancient oceans. From a lifeless planet of rock and water, Earth slowly transformed into a living world. Yet scientists are still searching for answers to one of the biggest questions of all. Did life begin only once on Earth? Or did it begin many times before only one lineage survived? And perhaps an even greater question remains. Could life exist elsewhere in the universe? With billions of galaxies and trillions of planets, it is possible that life may have emerged many times across the cosmos. But so far, Earth remains the only world where life has been confirmed to exist. And that makes our planet incredibly special. Now, we would love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe life exists somewhere else in the universe? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Your perspective might be very different from others watching this episode. And if you enjoy exploring the origins of our universe and our planet, please support the channel. Like this video and subscribe to World Chronicle so you do not miss the next episode. Because in our next chapter, we will explore another fascinating story. How did simple microscopic life evolve into the incredible diversity of animals and plants we see today? The story of evolution is one of the greatest journeys in the history of Earth, and it all began with the first spark of life.